Okay, I think we're connected here. I think we're live. If we are, thank you so much for joining us on our first live broadcast for Yoga for Love Advanced Training Programs. We're going to go ahead and get started. So if you want to get on your mat, and you're going to need a block or a strap if you use those for your practice, make sure you have your water nearby and it's not too cold. And we're going to go ahead and get started right now with our Detox Yoga Flow. Okay, so welcome. Thank y'all for being here. I'm so glad you're here this New Year's Day. It's so exciting. We're going to begin with our seated posture. So go ahead and find your easy seated. And we're just going to settle ourselves down into our mat. If we have some people arrive late to the class, just so you can scoot over, or they can come in the middle here. So don't worry about your practice. Just keep going with your own practice, even if you come in late or leave early or whatever, if you have some disruption to that. So we're going to find our seated posture. Again, if you have props that you need, I'm going to grab mine really quick. And if you use blocks for your practice, just kind of bring them up to the front corners of your mat so you'll have them when you're ready. And go ahead and find a nice, easy seated posture. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears and close the eyes. And just begin breathing in and out through the nose. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Just breathing into this newness of this brand new year. And just letting go of whatever is on your heart and on your mind. Just simply focus on the intention for your practice today. And that might not be completely clear yet, whatever your intention is for the year or for your practice. But just begin to feel that abundance flowing in. Let's take prana mudra. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to fold down the pinky and the ring finger. We're going to cover those two nails with your thumb, the pad of your thumb. Take your other two fingers and extend them out together. And we're going to come into victory mudra, bringing in abundance, prosperity, peace, joy, adventure, magic. And just bringing in all these qualities of what you want to create this next 365 days, this next year of choices. You have 12 full months of just embodying the best you. Feel the belly rise and fall. Bringing in from the universe through the crown of your head, down into your heart. All of these beautiful blessings. There's an infinite supply of blessings and miracles. Miracles happen every moment, happen every day. And just bringing these miracles right in. The only thing that stops them is if we have a blockage in our own energy. So allowing ourselves to be open to receiving miracles. If you are open to receiving miracles, just look up and say yes. 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 Just bring your hands to our heart. And just bringing all that beautiful goodness in straight from Great Spirit down into our heart center. And then we're going to share that beauty with the world with our giving and receiving mudra. So we're going to take our left hand and cup it below our belly. And we're going to take our right hand, either face out or can face sideways, depending on the culture of mudras that you look into. And we're just going to come into that symbol of giving and receiving. This is also called the Buddha mudra. Just take a moment to feel the energy of that. As you practice with mudras, the symbolism in your body has been practiced in the same exact positions for thousands and thousands of years. And so there's a lot of energy in that symbolism. And you're invoking an energy by making those symbols with your body, with your hands. It's what we call yoga for your hands. Again, being in that ebb and flow, the giving and the receiving cycle. A couple more breaths here with our giving and receiving mudra. Sending in and giving back, and then receiving in and taking it in. So both of these elements are extremely important for our practice, because if we stop at the giving or if we stop at the receiving, either way we're stopping the flow. So we have to equally give and equally receive. And so if you notice any areas in your body that are kind of feeling tight, just breathe into those spaces. So open the shoulders up and back and down, and create a little more space in the front and the back of our heart as we practice this giving and receiving mudra, just for another breath. Let's go ahead and take victory mudra again. We'll go ahead and bring the arms up. Tony, I'm filming, so if you step out of the camera shot. And prana mudra, breathing here. Bringing in the energy of victory, the energy of abundance, the energy of prana. Let's look up again. 3 yeses. Yes. 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 Bring it in. And let's release it down and give back to the earth. Touching the hands to the earth by our sides. Let's go ahead and come into staff pose. Feet forward, toes to the sky. And see if you can spread out the toes. See if you can find a little space there where between the toes you have a little bit of movement there, and create a little bit of energy with the toes spreading out. So we've got active toes. And then let's bring our hands next to our hips. Fingertips are going to be right by the sides of our body. You can face the fingertips back if you'd like to, if that helps to open the shoulders a bit more. And breathe. Dandasana. So this is 2 energies here we're invoking. The energy with the feet and the legs and the hips on the ground is a downward flow of energy called apana. And the apana energy grounds us into the earth. It's the energy that keeps us from flying off into space and keeps us attached to our mother planet. It's a downward flow. And then the energy from the base of our spine, the sit bones, up through the center channel of our chakra system, up through the crown of our head, is the energy of prana, from earth to sky. Take a moment to feel these 2 energies here. 2 more nice long breaths. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point and push the tops of our feet down toward the earth. Inhale, flex and spread out those toes. If your toes are cold, it's going to be a little harder to spread out your toes today until they get warmed up. And point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. We'll do one more. Inhale, flex and spread out the toes. Exhale, point. Come into center. Let's go ahead and bring our left leg in and bend the knee. Bring the foot right next to the center of the inner thigh or the center of the knee, but give a little space between the foot and the leg. So maybe your own foot could fit between there. We're going to go ahead and hook the left elbow around the knee, right arm to the sky. Reaching up, again, feeling that element of apana grounding down the left foot, the right leg, and lifting up through the sits bones, through the fingertips. Breathe in here. On our exhale, we're going to swing our hand around to the back of the body and look over the right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall, open the chest, and then exhale, look all the way around behind you. Inhale, lengthen, breathe in, exhale, squeeze the elbow in a little tighter and look around the body. Now if you want to deepen and come into a more of a full bind, we're going to take our left elbow and bring it on the inside edge of the crease of our knee. Hook the arm around into a half bind, and we're just going to take the back of our hand to our left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Reach around with the right hand, and we're going to hook all 4 fingers together. We're going to make Ganesha grips. We're going to hook the 4 fingers like that, and then you're going to clasp the fingers. Now, if you're rolling forward to do that, then don't do that, or you can use a strap to get a little more space there, or a towel. Lift up tall, and then squeeze as you look back behind your body. Again, you can be in the half bind position. If you're in the full bind, you can stay there. Make sure you're trying to lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, twist. Keep the crown of your head above your tailbone. Breathe in. Exhale, squeeze it out. Look to the very corner of the right eye. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, right hand comes back to the sky. Left hand comes up. Come back to staff pose. And exhale. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point, and come back to center. Now, take your right leg in. We're going to bend the knee again. Place your foot where it's about its own width next to your hip, or next to your thigh. Hook the right elbow around. You're going to make a nice little lock there. Reach up with the left hand, and keeping the crown of the head above the tailbone, and then twist around. Fingertips come behind the body, close to the body. Inhale, lengthen. Now notice if you're leaning, try not to maybe squeeze the elbow in so tight and bring the foot so close. If you're sitting up nice and tall, continue to sit up tall, and then look all the way around behind you to the very corner of your left eye. Again, if you want to deepen your posture, take your right elbow, bring it on the inside edge of your leg, bend the elbow back, and take the back of your hand to your thigh. Sit up tall. Take this half bind here. If you're taking the full bind, again, we're taking Ganesha grip, which is all 4 fingers hooked together. It's an acrobatic grip. Hook the 4 fingers together. Again, if you're hunching forward to make that happen, you can use a towel here to create a little more space. So if you have a towel nearby, you can grab that towel as your binding material. Lift the chest. Squeeze. Keep that front foot active. There you go. And look all the way around to the back corner of your left eye. Notice if you're hunching forward or rounding. Sit up tall, breath in. Rinse out the shoulders, rinse out the chest, squeeze and rinse out the organs. Inhale, left hand to the sky, come back to center. Right hand up, feet to staff. Breath in, exhale, hop. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hop. One more, inhale, reaching up. And hop. The side out. Do a few Kundalini shoulder shrugs. You can stay in staff pose, or if you're more comfortable, you can come into seated posture, which I find is more comfortable for this. And so finding your breath here, we're going to take the hands, just rest them on the thighs. We're going to inhale, squeeze, 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 and then on our exhale, we're going to drop the shoulders out real heavy. Just let your palms drop open, okay? So we're going to inhale, squeeze, and then drop it open. Good. Inhale. Let's do 4 more. Really make your drop out dramatic. And hop. Last 2. And just rinse it out. Shoulders rolling. And then roll the other way. We're going to do something to open the heart today. And this is something that my Ayurvedic doctor has taught me, and it's one of my kriyas that I'd like to start incorporating more in my practice. She gave me 2, and I did 1 for a whole year, and this one I just avoided. So when you avoid things, you know that you need them, right? This one, for some reason, seems so hard. I don't know why. It's the simplest thing, but I don't know why it seems so hard. So it's a very simple mantra. It's har, har. Like the Hispanics roll their R's, har is har, har, H-A-R, har, har. So that's a heart opening, and I'm not even sure the other meanings of that. I'm not even going to get into that. But that's the kriya that I was given. Now the arm position that goes with this are the arms wide, and you just simply circle. So we're going to go har, 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 har. Now the part that gets hard is after a minute or 2, right? Har, 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 har. You can see it's a natural breath, right? You can feel the belly pushing in. So keep going. Har, 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 har. Slow it down. Har, 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 And we'll reach up. Let's come back to our victory mudra with prana fingers. Covering up the ring finger and the pinky finger with your thumb. Other two fingers pointing straight to the sky. Breathing in. Just feel that clarity. Feel that in your chest. Does that feel good? And those of us who put essential oils on our shoulders too, that really is nice when you're inhaling that beautiful smell. Let's bring our arms back out. Now we're going to go the other way. Now whichever way you didn't go, we're going to hug. Okay, ready? Breath in. Hug, 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 hug. Now notice if your arms are going forward. Keep it wide. Hug, 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 hug. Pump the belly. Hug, 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 hug. Keep your root locked. Pelvic floor is tight. Hug, 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 hug. Slow it down. Hug, 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 hug. Arms up. Reaching in victory mudra. Prana fingers. Bringing it in. Clearing out the chest, clearing out the heart. Just letting everything go that we need to let go of, that no longer serves us or the highest good. Are you ready to let those things go? Yes. Three yeses. Yes. 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 Hands to our heart. Ah, so nice to bring our hands down. Are your shoulders a little burning? Yeah, a little bit. Breathe here. Anytime you work with the arms, it's working with opening the heart. Let's come back to our giving and receiving mudra. One hand below the belly, the other hand out in front of your heart center. So sometimes when you're working on clearing, you might cough. So feel free if you need to cough or sneeze or cry or whatever comes up for you, let that stuff come out. It's part of the clearing process. Notice if there's any areas that are in your body that are tight. Breathe into those spaces. Hands to our heart. Again, thinking about your intention for your practice. Your intention might not have like a really clear word yet. We'll be working on that in our next workshop with our Dream Life Notebook. But just still try to focus on the feelings that you want to continue to manifest and bring in for this next year. Come back to our staff pose. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. A couple more times here. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Now this time we're going to inhale, flex. Take the hands behind your body. Exhale, point. We're going to push the fingertips down. They can face forward or backward. I find it's easier to let the hands face the body, but you can just see how your body anatomy works. We're going to move into upward facing plank and then back to staff. So you're going to come from staff, back, inhale, upward facing plank, exhale, back to staff. Inhale, upward facing plank, exhale, back to staff. Inhale, plank, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha, Plankasana. And then Dandasana. Urdhva is upward, Mukha is a face. Danda is a staff or a straight rod, straight line of energy. So you're working with both these energies. Let's try to start tapping into our Ujjayi breath. Hearing that breath move through the throat like the sound of the ocean. Do two more. If you're getting tired doing your upward facing plank, you can come into tabletop. And then back, bringing your hips close to your thumbs. Let's do the last one. Feel free to let the head drop. Come back to our staff. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, take and bend the left knee. We're going to twist left. Tap the elbow to the outside of the thigh. Inhale, reach up, back to center. Go ahead and step the foot up and over the leg if you'd like to deepen your posture. Exhale, twist. This is Ardha Machandrasana. Reach up and twist. 2 more. Reach and twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to our heart center and come back to staff. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. We'll do 2 or 3 more here. And point. And back to center. Let's go ahead and step the right foot up and over. Inhale, reach the sky. Exhale, hands to our heart and twist right. Tap the outer elbow on the outer thigh. Look back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flow with your twist. Keep your front left foot active. Reach up, so flexing dorsiflexion. Exhale, twist. Big breath in as you reach. Big squeeze as you twist. Let's do 2 more. And reach. And twist. And reach. And back to center. And back to staff. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Hands back behind the body. Inhale, upward facing plank or tabletop with the knees bent. Exhale, lower down. Just flow with that. You can come into tabletop and back up, or you can come into upward facing plank and back to staff. Let's do 3 more. Option to keep the chin locked in Jalandhara Bandha, chin to chest, or drop the head back. Last one here. Inhale, reach the sky. On our exhale, let's fold in half. Finding our forward fold just for a few breaths. Tiny lift. And then take the hands around the back of the calves. Pull your elbows back behind you and tuck your head down. It doesn't matter how close your head is to your knees. Just lengthening through the crown of the head and pushing back through the tailbone and keeping those legs nice and straight. Shake the head side to side. Coming back up to staff pose. Inhale here. Let's go ahead and flip our feet around to the side and come onto hands and knees. Spread out the fingers. If you need to hydrate, take a second to hydrate. And make sure you're staying hydrated throughout your practice, but your water is not super cold. So as your core temperature gets heated up, we'll make sure that you're also not pouring super cold water back into your body. We're setting up for cat and cow. Coming into your tabletop position, hands and knees. Spread out the fingers, knees below the hips. Good. On the inhale, drop the tailbone, lift the heart, look up. On the exhale, round the back, tuck the head, curl the tail, and look under. Inhaling, spreading out the fingers, opening the chest, looking up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round it out. Tuck the head, curl the tail. Let's do a couple more cycles here. Breathing in, opening the chest, looking up. Exhaling it out, good. Squeeze, pull the tailbone under. Now begin to add some organic movement with the hips and shoulders rolling in circles. Side to side, rounding the head, neck, and shoulders, rocking side to side, maybe pressing back almost to a child's pose. And then as you roll forward, scoop the shoulders, just like you're a big cat walking through high grass in the plains. And then rolling back into your cat. Squeezing the breath out. Moving with circles and spirals. Stepping out of that linear movement. And exhaling it out. Do just a couple more breaths. Bring our knees wide. Let's come into child's pose. We're going to add just kind of an ebb and flow. Toes together, rocking back to child's pose. Inhale, rolling forward into kneeling plank. Exhale, toes together, rocking back into child's pose. Inhale, forward into kneeling plank. Exhale, child's pose. And then just begin to swirl side to side as you come up into your kneeling plank and roll into more of a kind of an organic posture here. And then side to side as you come back to your child's pose. Begin to get creative with your movement here. So as you move into your plank, you might round the shoulders, try not to let the belly drop down, but you're keeping the core tight. And then you're rolling back side to side. Stretching that low back, relaxing the low back, activating the core in your plank, and back. Inhale, coming into kneeling plank. Let's tuck the toes under, option for a full plank, or you can stay in kneeling plank. Hips, shoulders, knees straight as a board, or lifting up and back. Let the head, neck, and shoulders be in alignment with your tailbone and your heels. Breathing here. Let's flip the toes back, or you can keep your toes straight down and drop the hips, but don't let the thighs touch the ground. And open the chest into upward facing dog. Breathe here. Scooping open. Drop the shoulder blades down the back of the body. Lift up through the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Come back to your plank. 3 breaths here. And then coming into upward facing dog. Now your modification here would be kneeling plank and cobra. Hips and belly on the ground. So option kneeling plank or plank. And then back to upward facing dog or cobra. Cobra, your legs are, and your hips and your pelvis is on the ground. Upward facing dog, your whole entire legs are off the ground. Back to plank or kneeling plank. Your choice here. Last flow here. Upward facing dog or cobra. 3 breaths and hold. Again, if you're in cobra, arms are not straight. And then back to child's pose. And just flowing side to side. A nice opposition to that back bending. Just rocking the body. Breathing here. Coming on up. Exhale into kneeling plank. Breathe here. We're going to tuck the toes under, press back into an active child's pose. Now bring the knees underneath the body. Toes are going to be tucked under so the ball of the foot is pushing into the mat. And then hands are spread out like a starfish, shoulder width apart. And press back into your child's pose. Breathe here. This is an extended child's pose. This is your basis for your whole entire Vinyasa practice. This is what we call the measurement in Eastern Yoga. And your hands and your feet are going to stay in about the same places through your Surya Namaskar, your sun salutations. Next breath in, without coming forward into an all-fours position. Keep your chest pressing back towards your thighs. Tailbone is going to push up toward the sky. And use your core as you begin to straighten the legs Gaze is down between your toes, coming into downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. And just alternate pressing out your heels. Good. Downward facing dog. Excellent. So keep moving side to side with the hips flow side to side in your down dog. A couple more breaths here. Shake the head out. On the inhale, let's lift the left leg. Bend the knee, open the hip, and look underneath the left arm. Rolling the knee toward the sky, let the right heel descend down. Maybe walk the hands back a little closer to the right toes. Breathe in, let's kick it back up. And exhale, bring it down. Pedal out the legs. Back to Adho Mukha, downward facing. Now we're going to move our right leg up. Open the hip. Look underneath the body. Breathe here, kick it back up, and bring it down. Pedal it out. Now, anytime throughout your practice, you can come into child's pose and rest. So regardless of what we're moving through in our flow, you can rest in child's pose at any time. Let's come back to an extended child's pose as a group. Pressing back, starting here. Breathing. Checking in. Again, letting go. Remembering to hydrate and detoxify the body as you move through your practice. Continue to move through and create some sweat today. And as you do, focus on hydrating that back with fresh, clean waters and hot teas for the rest of the day. Next breath in, come up, hips to the sky. Pedal out the legs. Back to your downward facing dog. And left foot lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. A nice long reach to the knee. Spread out the toes. Kick it up and bring it back down. Inhale, lift the right. Now again, a modified posture here. You can come into all fours and just lift the leg back if you're having any strain on the shoulders. Pick it up, bring it down. On the inhale, lift the left foot up and look between your thumbs. We're going to step left foot forward, find your lunge. If your foot gets stuck somewhere on your mat, just grab your calf and set your foot down. And then from here, frame your foot with your hands. If you want to go ahead and grab your blocks here, you can take a block underneath each armpit on your mat. Go ahead and practice with your blocks today if you have them. This is going to give you a little bit more space between the left ribs and the left thigh. Push back through your right heel and breathe. Make sure your blocks are only shoulder width apart, no wider, and that way you're just gathering the energy straight down from the bones to the earth. Drop the edge of the back foot down. Take a little step partway in. And we're going to inhale, bring our blocks to a higher point. Straighten the legs. And if you don't have blocks, you can take your hands to your shin. Breathe in, lengthen so that the crown of your head is level with your tailbone. On your exhale, we're going to fold forward into a pyramid. If your back leg is really far back and your right hip is turned out, step your right foot about halfway in. Lift halfway. And fold again. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax. You can hold on to your blocks. If you're not using your blocks, you can hold on to your ankle. And breathe here. If you'd like to open the chest more, you can take your hands, lock them together behind your back of your body, and rinse the shoulders. Lift part way. And we're going to fold again. Let your head drop out. Try not to grip your toes, but trust your balance. Legs are very straight here. Take the arms back down to the ground. Soften the front knee. We're going to inhale into Warrior One. Coming all the way up. Adjust your stance with the back toes. are at about 2 o'clock. Front toes are at 12 o'clock. Chest is facing forward. And breathe. Find Virabhadrasana 1. Take and open the chest and find a flow like a butterfly. Just straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the leg. Inhale, squeeze the chest a little bit more. Now we're going to add our arms to that leg, straightening and bending. We're going to exhale, straighten the leg, and bring the elbows right in front of the chin. Inhale, bend the leg and open the chest. Exhale, straighten and bring the arms forward. And just flow like a butterfly. Two more. Exhale. Inhale to your warrior one, reach into the sky. Bring your front knee right over your ankle and loosen the grip with your toes. Ujjayi breath. Hear your breath. Hands come to our heart. Step front, feet together. Come to the top of our mats, and we're going to come into what we call starting posture, or strong and steady samasthiti. Bring the elbows actively out to the side, relax the shoulders. Feet together, knees are soft. Heels are a little bit farther apart than the toes. And use that space between the thighs to pull the inner thighs forward and ground down to the bones of the feet. Lighten the grip of your toes and lift up and out through the heart, up and out through the crown of the head, and relax the shoulders. Open the eyes, find a focal point straight ahead. Use that single point in focus and let everything else become soft and cloudy in the peripheral. This is your drishti. Breathe in, reaching up. Exhale, we're going to step our left foot back and come into warrior one. Breathing here. Find your stance where the back toes are at about 10 o'clock. Front toes are facing 12 o'clock and the chest is facing forward. If when your arms are straight, there's a lot of tension between the ear and shoulder, just bend the elbows slightly. Opening the chest. Spread out the fingers. We're going to move into our butterfly flow. So inhale, sink a little deeper into the knee and squeeze the chest, look up. And then exhale, straighten the leg and bring the elbows in front of the jaw. Try not to let them come down low. So when you bring your elbows in front of your jaw, you're rinsing out the back of the chest, the back of the heart center. Inhale, open, squeeze. Exhale, bring it together. Just flowing like a butterfly. Let your arms just flow. Use your Ujjayi breath, lips closed, nostril breathing, if at all possible, through your whole practice. Let's do two more. Again, focus on that drishti. Inhale to warrior one. Reaching up. Breathing here. Bring our hands to our heart. Straighten the front leg. Take our hands to the hips. Breathe in. Again, facing forward. Step in a little closer. The front heel is going to be in front of the instep of your back foot. Straighten both legs without totally locking the knees. Breath in. We're going to fold forward in a pyramid. Slide the hands down the shin. Inhale, lengthen. Head is going to be level with the tailbone. If you have your blocks nearby, grab them. Set them on the high end, right around your ankle, really close to your foot. All the way in by your foot. So not out here, all the way in. Yeah. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, fold. As you bend the elbows, fold down. Now, if your elbows are bent a lot, you can probably move the blocks out. Lift the chest, and then fold all the way. You can hold on to the back of the ankle, and let the head drop out. Again, ungrip the toes, Use your blocks if they're there. Straight legs. If your elbows are behind the back of your knee, hug your elbows in tight. Good. Breathe in, tiny lift. And then fold a tiny bit more. Take the hands to frame the foot. Pick up the back heel and step back into lunge. Breathing here. Finding runner's lunge. You can use your blocks again here. If they're nearby, go ahead and use them. That's going to create some space between your right ribs and your right thigh. Push back with your left heel. Now notice where your gaze is. The gaze is going to be just a couple feet in front of your mat. And as you practice your gaze, you're going to be focusing on pulling the crown of the head forward, pushing back through your heel. Create length in the whole body through your runner's lunge. Move the blocks out. And step back, plank. We're going to exhale, lower halfway, tucking the elbows by the sides. Don't let the shoulders drop below the elbows. Inhale, come into upward facing dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. Headlock your legs here. Walk the dog, hips to the sky. Adho Mukha. And breathe. Good, a couple more breaths here. How are you doing? Good? I'm not hearing any feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's go ahead and come into hero's pose. We're just going to take a moment here and rest between your heels. You're going to take 1 or 2 blocks or a cushion or a blanket and sit there. If you can sit flat on the ground without your blocks, make sure that you're not curling your back to do so, or you're not putting a lot of pressure on your knees to do so. But this is different than rock pose. We're not sitting on the feet like that. We're actually grounding down to the tailbone, and the energy of the tailbone is grounding all the way into the earth. That's why it's helpful to use a prop to get there. Now, if you have flexible hips or knees that aren't too tight, you can get there without the block. Props are there to help you. So I want you to really encourage you to continue to use your props. And we're going to focus on our heroes. So focus on those who have really helped to get you to this point in your life. Focus on the wisdom of the experiences and the heroes that have taught you, and letting go of the emotional attachment to any of those experiences. Keeping the lessons. Thanking the teachers in whatever form they come. And Virasana is also about being our own hero. Honoring ourselves for showing up on our mat, for showing up in our life, and for being that hero. Let's go ahead and come into all fours. Spread out the fingers. Come into a few kind of a gyrating cat and cow breaths. So scooping the ribs down, lift the chest up, and just rock the shoulders side to side. And round your way into cat. Curl your head, neck, and your shoulders. And then rolling your way into cow. Close your eyes and just feel this movement. A couple more breaths here. And back into center. Let's go ahead and step our right foot forward. Come into lunge. Slide the left knee back and then tuck the toes. Lift your thigh. Coming into runner's lunge. Again, if you have your blocks nearby, grab your blocks. Bring them straight down underneath your armpits. You can kind of play around with how high that you want your blocks today. They're on the highest setting. You can really push back through your back heel and pull that crown of the head forward. Just notice how that serves you today. And breathe. Nice, really active back leg. Make sure your front knee's not coming forward over your ankle. You're not pressing into your knee joint, okay? Heels right underneath the knee. And focus on the feeling, the energy of this posture. Activating that back leg, feeling that prana coming from earth to sky through the calf, through the tailbone, through the back of the heart, through the back of the neck, the crown of the head, and up to the sky. Creating that long line of energy. Let's go ahead and step part way in. Drop the back foot down. Inhale, hands to the knee. Lift halfway. We're coming back to our pyramid flow. And then fold, slide the hands down. Grab your blocks. Maybe lower down the setting. And bring them right by your ankle. Surrounding the foot. Lift part way, lengthen. Maybe step the back foot in a bit. And then fold with straight legs into pyramid. Now this time, if you'd like to, you'll have the option to move into standing splits. If you want to move your blocks out, or if you're using your blocks, put them on the flattest setting. Unless you have the cork blocks, they're pretty stable on the sideways setting. And then we're going to soften the front knee just a touch, and then kick the back foot up. Breathe in, look forward, and then breathe out. Look upside down. Lift, lift, lift. If you want to work on your balance here, you can move your blocks out and grab your ankle with one or both hands. Now find a drishti that's below you. Lift, lift, lift to that left thigh, left foot. Breathe. Bring our back leg down. Come into warrior one, all the way up. Slowly, arms up last. Let's take a heart opening. Woo. Clasp the hands behind the body. Inhale and scoop the chest open. You want to deepen your stance here. Just adjust your warrior. And breathe. Reach up. Let's take a little twist here. Hands to our heart. We're going to twist right and drop down into twisted prayer. Lift the chest and then twist a little further. Look all the way over your right shoulder toward the sky if you can. Pick up your back heel. Twist a little bit more. If you'd like to use your blocks, you can take your left hand, reach down and grab your block. Right hand can come to the sky. You can also just take your left hand to the ground. Breathe here. Hands come back to the heart center, elbow to the knee. Untwist, hands to the thigh. Drop the back foot down. Come back to warrior one, hands at our heart. Let's just take a flowing butterfly warrior. Breathe in, squeeze, and breathe out. Straighten the leg. Flow with your breath. Inhale, squeeze and bend the knee. Exhale, bring it together, straighten. One more. Warrior one. Now let's come back to our lunge all the way down to the ground. Breathe in, move your blocks out, step back plank. Exhale, chaturanga, but remember, do not bring your shoulders below your elbows. There's no scooping in chaturanga. Chaturanga is a danda. Inhale, upward facing. Drop the knees, kneeling plank, back to child's pose. Just rock side to side. Coming up, kneeling plank. Let's go ahead and step the left foot forward. Grab your blocks. Slide the right knee back and tuck your toes. Lift right thigh. Coming into runner's lunge. Gaze a few feet in front of your mat. Pull the crown of the head forward. Push back through your back heel. Push back through your tailbone. Lengthen through your vertebrae. Nice active right thigh. Good, you're doing great. Let's drop the back foot down. Come up to warrior one. Breathing here. Hands to our heart, straighten the leg. Let's lift the chest. We're going to fold forward into our pyramid. Slide the hands down and fold. And grab your blocks, bring them close to your ankle, lift the chest. Step in a little closer and then fold a little deeper. Try to focus on bringing that left hip back and that right hip forward, because a lot of times our hips are turned out. If your hips are turned out a lot, your stance is too wide in your pyramid. Your stance can be as close as 18 inches. So you want a nice stance where your hips can try to face forward as much as you can. Tiny lift and then fold again. Option here for standing splits. So again, soften left knee. Step in a tiny bit. You can move your blocks out of the side if you're not using them, or you can keep using them. Lift that right foot. Shake out the head. Look down. Good. Take a hold of the left ankle. Maybe with one or with both hands. Each side is very different. Treat each side of your body differently with respect. Lift, lift, lift through that right thigh. Through the toes. Woo, drop it down to warrior one. Bend the knee. Rise back up. And let's flow it out with a butterfly. Open the chest and straighten. One more. Hands to our heart and step front. Find your starting posture. So here your feet are together, heels are slightly apart. Inner thighs roll forward to really bind those large muscles of the thighs into the femur. Lift up and out to the crown of your head. Gaze can be at the third eye, eyes closed, or at your drishti, straight ahead. Release the hands to mountain pose. Bring the feet shoulder width, please. Knees are soft. Soften the knees and reach up. And exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Reverse swan dive up. Hands come to our heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach up. Swan dive, heart center leads, arms wide. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, reverse swan dive, arms wide. You'll notice every time we're hinging at the hips, the arms are out to the side to prevent the low back from having any strain. Arms move out as you fold. And find your ragdoll or grab opposite elbows. And bring the feet about shoulder width. Shake the head out. Gently rock. Here in ragdoll, the backs of the hands touch the ground. It's natural for the fingertips to touch, but that creates a gripping sensation like a cat. So let the hands drop out if the hands can touch. Palms to the sky. We'll gently sway side to side. Touch the ground. Inhale, look forward into monkey pose. This will be our last chaturanga. We can walk, hop, or jump back. But if we're jumping back, we're not jumping back with straight arms. We're jumping back with bent elbows. Breathe in and jump back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Upward facing dog, or drop the knees down and come into cobra, bringing the pelvis to the ground, arms bent. 2 more breaths. Upward facing or cobra. Drop the knees, look forward, belly back to spine, kneeling plank. We're going to lower down like a caterpillar, heart center first, and then lower the body down like a caterpillar. We'll sweep the arms back by the hips, palms up. Bring the toes out to the edges of the mat and flex at your heels, dorsiflexion, toes pointing out, coming into Makrasana, crocodile. Rest on the chin or the forehead. Close the eyes and just gently rock. Imagine you're moving through a beautiful swamp filled with greenery, tons of life here. It might be salt water, it might be fresh water, but just moving through with the stealth of a crocodile. Your eyes are on the top of your head. Everything else is under the body. Your powerful tail, with very little effort, just swishes you through the water. Turn the palms to face down, point the toes to face straight back. We're going to come into Shalabhasana, locust posture. Now your feet are going to be shoulder width, hands are going to be straight down by the sides. And to protect the low back, you can keep the hands on the ground the whole time. Slightly squeeze inner thighs to activate the core. Push down with your pubic bone, lift with the heart center, and lift the thighs. Gaze is forward. Option to add the hands or lock the hands behind the back body. Spread out the toes. Now let your breath rock you and massage your organs. Nice Ujjayi breath. Sounds really good. Keep going with your Ujjayi breath. For 2. Lift, lift, lift. Last one. And back to Makrasana. Crocodile. Gently rock. Roll over to our back side. We're going to hug our knees into our chest. Reach the hands toward the heels. Our feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, and we can maybe almost reach the heels. It's going to be one of our own foot's length from our sit bones to our heel. Scoop the shoulder blades together. Push the lower back down and peel the spine, bone by bone, up into bridge. Tuck the chin, lift the heart, scoop the shoulder blades together, but create space where the shoulders are melting into the mat. And lift. And breathe. Ladies, if you have a ponytail underneath the back of your neck, come down, move your hair, and come back in so you have a nice firm base underneath the back of your heart center. Back of your throat chakra. There's a little space there. If you'd like to take one-legged bridge, lift one leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, bend it, back down. Keep your knees level with each other and straighten the other leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it down. Lift all the way up, throat lock, and then slowly come down, bone by bone by bone. Let's hug our knees in and just gently massage in a figure 8, making that infinity symbol. And switch. Bring the feet down, reach the hands toward the heels, and we're going to roll all the way up. Option here to move into wheel prep. Fingertips come to the back of the shoulders, palms to the front of the mat, elbows to the sky. Push down with the hands and just look upside down. From here, if you want to straighten the arms, come into your wheel and breathe. Bridge, wheel prep or wheel for 2. And 1. Throat lock. Shoulders come down first. Then the top of the back, the mid back, the low back. Hug your knees in and gently massage. Little circles here. And then switch. Bring the heels to the sky. Reach your 2-piece fingers. The 2-piece fingers we did in our prana mudra. We're going to hook those around the big toe and the second toe and curl your fingers in, palms facing each other. Coming into happy baby, we're going to again cap the thumb over those 2 fingernails. Bring the heels wider than the hips, knees down towards your armpits. Gently rock. Feeling that joy, the joy of a baby finding his feet. The joy of a child in your practice. Feet together, grab your ankles, feet together like a little book coming into butterfly. You can hold on to the outside edges of your feet or your ankles. I'm going to gently lower the ankles down, let the arms release. We're going to take and make a downward facing triangle. This is the symbol of the yoni. So we're going to place the downward facing triangle, thumbs together, straight across at the navel, right below the navel center, and fingertips right toward the pubis. Let your elbows drop down by your sides, and breathe. Finding the symbol of abundance. Also the sacred symbol of water here in the sacral chakra. Being able to go with the flow in life. Use this opportunity to rest and ground down into the earth, settling and breathing. A few more nice, long, deep breaths here. And if you'd like, you can straighten the legs. And you can move all the way into corpse pose. Mudra again with our hands, reaching the arms out to the side or up overhead in a V, covering the two smallest fingers with the thumb. Reach your arms out, or you can even bring them over your heart. Take a moment here just to incorporate all of this manifestation into your life by just simply allowing and finding a spirit of gratitude. Thanking before the blessings come in is the key to unleash them in your life. This is the Native American teaching. We always thank Great Spirit before the blessings come in advance. Slowly make our way to our side. Take a moment just to find fetal position and rest your head on your bottom arm. Bring our hands to our heart, slowly just honoring ourselves. Lay your hands on your heart center, or you can make a prayerful position. Remembering to take time for self-care every single day. Every single day. That is a number one priority. This next year is take care of you. Find those ancient practices that have been done for thousands of years and move into that space where you can simply just tap in to a few minutes of something greater. This will transform your life. Slowly make our way into seated posture. Finding any comfortable seated posture that you like, turn to face each other. We're going to close our practice today with an Om. Deep breath in. Hands to our heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us for our practice today. It was beautiful. Oh, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. And feel free to jump onto our website at yogaforlove.com to find more resources and tools. Namaste.